What's up, everyone? Today we are going to be going over some of the best gems that you can find within FM24. Now, these aren't like the super cheap beast type gems. I've done a couple videos on those already, which I'll be linking down below in the description if you guys wish to check them out. This is more so those sides that you do have a little bit in your transfer budget and you want to bring in someone that can develop into an absolute world beater for you. So those are going to be the players that we are going over in today's video. Now, how I've done these videos in the past is that I usually do an honorable mention for each area of the pitch, so goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and an attacker. And then we pick a formation to fit the rest of the players into so that it kind of makes like a legitimate 11. So this 11, as you can see here, are going to be fit into a 4-2-3-1. And even though it looks like a bunch of Skittles on your screen right now, those colors kind of coordinate to what teams they actually play for in reality. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the best gems in FM24. First honorable mention is a goalkeeper named Nicholas Hadel. He plays at Rapid Wien in Austria. Absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. One of those players that could turn into a world beater for you. Is he going to become like an Alisson and Ederson, a Thibaut Courtois? Most likely not. But he could be like a Jan Sommer for you. Someone that is just super dependable and you don't have to worry about for at least a decade, maybe even 15 seasons long. He could be your goalkeeper for that amount of time. Very, very good. He's 6'2", great reflexes, great at kicking the ball long as well. So if you like to distribute to a target man or try and distribute over the opposition, this is definitely a goalkeeper for you. Next honorable mention is someone that is very versatile and can play as a defender if need be. It is Mr. Emil Breivik of Molde in Norway. Very cheap option at 2.2 to 4.4 million pounds, as Nicholas Heidel was much higher than that. He was like 7.4 to 9.4, I believe. This dude is an absolute machine. Minimum attribute rating of a 10, which is dribbling, finishing, heading, agility, and acceleration. Other than that, dude is absolutely insane. Very good. Has some pretty good player traits as well. He's a very, very good playmaker. He likes to try long-range passes as well. And if you play him as a right back or a right wing back, he likes to cross early, so you'll get plenty of opportunities with him in your side. The next honorable mention is the central midfield or center attacking mid option out of this. We've got Matthias Svanberg of Wolfsburg. Absolute machine of a player. His lowest attributes are leadership and long throws. Everything else is above a 10. So he is absolutely fantastic. 6'1", young Swede, 24 years of age. Could pick him up for 8 to 10 million pounds. Likes to gets forward whenever possible. And being that he is honestly a pretty good attacking player in general, an advanced playmaker on attack or an attacking midfielder on attack, if you're playing him at that number 10, he's going to be an absolute beast for you. And he's got some decent stamina as well, so he can go for days. Same with that natural fitness. Last but not least is the honorable mention attacking option. This is Samed Bazdar of Partizan. This dude is absolutely insane. He can become very, very good as well. He is only 19 years of age. I think he might actually be one of the youngest players that I show you guys here today. Very well-rounded, has the early building blocks of the Holy Trinity with dribbling, finishing, and first touch. He can move the ball, decent off the ball already at 19, and he's only going to improve. It's not like he's going to get worse. This dude can only improve. He's going to be absolutely fantastic. And for 3.8 to 7 million pounds, if you're looking for a player to help lead your line for years to come, this dude, definitely that man. So now that we've gone through those honorable mentions, here we are with this 4-2-3-1 again. As we go through players, the names will be added to this 4-2-3-1, and I'll show it once again at the end once everyone has been revealed. But the first player that we're going to be covering is the goalkeeper. Who's the goalkeeper? The goalkeeper is Andre Lunin of Real Madrid. This dude, absolutely fantastic, super underrated, and transfer listed off the rip. You can get him for 3.3 million pounds or on a free at the end of the season. Dude is absolutely fantastic. Never really gotten a chance because he's always been behind fantastic goalies at Real Madrid. He has, however, gotten his chance this year due to the injury to Thibaut Courtois. He's doing pretty well. And if you need a sweeper keeper, definitely look into getting Mr. Andre Lunin. Could his passing be a little bit better? Absolutely. But everything else, he's absolutely amazing at, or at least decent at. He's very, very good, 6'3", and he has 9 caps for the Ukrainian national team, so he's got that experience. And he's only 24 years old. So this is another goalkeeper that, at least for the next decade, could be your number one. So with Andre Lunin added to the 11, we're now going to move to the right back. The right back is a very, very fun player. It is Yukinari Sugawara of AZ Alkmaar. He is one of the more expensive options on this list at 14 million to 16.5 million pounds. But if you're a side that has money that you were able to bring in a player like this, and you need a gem that will develop throughout time, as he is only 23 years of age and is very, very solid off the rip, you cannot go wrong with Yukinari Sugawara. He can play all up and down that right-hand side as well. Great passer of the ball, great work rate, great teamwork, which is a very important and underrated attribute as well. Crossing 15, and he has some pretty high stamina. Loves to cross the ball early and get forward whenever possible. So if you like to play with a 5 in the back, or if you call it a 3-4-3 type deal, he is going to be integral playmaking-wise. So now we move from Yukinari Sugawara, the right back in this, to the 2 central defenders. Who might they be? Well, one is Mr. Murillo. Murillo is absolutely amazing. I utilized him a lot last year in the draft side of things with FM23. He's still very good this year as well. You can find him at Palmeiras. He is going to be an absolute beast for you, at least for, I'd say, 6 seasons at least. He's 26 years of age. You can get him for 8.4 to 12.5 million pounds. You can get at least 4 years out of him to where he is like at an elite level. Then he might start to slow down a little bit physically. But I mean, where he needs to be good, he is absolutely fantastic. And if you need someone for set pieces, especially those corners, as they can be a little bit tricky this year, heading of 16, jumping reach of 15. He also has some good stamina, and when you have good stamina on a central defender, that is vital because you know you can play him much more often than other center backs. Now, he is also pretty good at marking and a decent tackler of the ball as well, and has that high teamwork. The other center back option is actually someone who's quite versatile. It is Hiroki Ito of VfB Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. This dude, I think everyone should try and get in their side, either as a starter or as a backup, because he could play as a central defender, he could play as a left back or a left wing back. 9 to 13 million pounds, 24 years of age as well. And I mean, as someone who is 6'2", to be able to do everything that he does and at a very high level as well is very impressive. The only things he's not good at is finishing long shots and pen taking. Everything else he's great at. If you need someone who's good with long throws on that left side, Hiroki Ito is your man. If you need someone who is a little bit taller, adds that size to your back line, but can still cross the ball, he's got 12 crossings. So nothing crazy, but he is still able to get the job done. So if you need someone that's a ball-playing defender, a wide center back, or even just a left back in general, Hiroki Ito, definitely the man to go get. So the last player here that will complete our back line is one of my favorite players in the world of football, Mr. Ferdi Kagioğlu. This dude is an absolute beast. He can play left back, left wing back, right wing back. Can play central midfield if you absolutely need him to. The dude can do a little bit of everything. He's kind of like the Turkish James Milner, except James Milner is way better naturally at a lot of other positions. As we can see here, he is best played either as a right back or left back. But when you look at his attributes, he has everything he needs to be a very solid player for you. 23 years of age, 11 caps already for the Turkish national team, 11.5 to 17 million pounds. He is very, very good, very well-rounded. His physicals are very well-rounded as well. He is a fairly determined player, great work rate as well. Love having that on my players. So now that we've completed the goalkeeper and the back line, we're now going to move on to the 2 central midfielders. The first is a man by the name of Salis Abdul Samed. He plays for RC Lens in Ligue 1, 9.6 to 12 million pounds, 23 years of age, 7 caps for the Ghanaian national team. Very solid player. I've had him last year. I've had him this year. Absolutely incredible ball-winning midfielder. Or I've even played him as a segundo volante. It doesn't really say that he can't play as a segundo volante, which these star ratings, keep in mind, this is from a Liverpool perspective, so everyone's star ratings are going to be a little bit lower than they usually would be, say, if you're like a Bournemouth or a Nottingham Forest. But, dude, absolutely amazing. 16 work rate, 15 teamwork, great tackler of the ball, pretty good at marking. He can move the ball, 14 passing, 14 vision. So that's why I'm saying I've played him as a segundo volante. He can definitely do a job as a playmaker as well. So, I mean, him as a ball-winning midfielder, even as a backup in an elite team like Liverpool, if you need a ball-winning midfielder as a backup, Salisu Abdul-Samed, definitely one to go get. And then someone who has been a gem for a couple of years now, it's this man, Mr. Lewis Ferguson. These two in a central midfield together would be absolutely incredible. Lewis Ferguson is more so a box-box midfielder. He can play as a ball-winning midfielder, but I feel that a box-box midfielder would be best suited for him, or even a playmaking style. So he is a great pen taker. If you need a pen taker on your side because a lot of players aren't really that consistent this year with it, he is definitely one that will be for you. Great work rate, great teamwork, great off-the-ball determination, incredible stamina, natural fitness. So you do not have to worry about rotating him often. He is very well-rounded, 9.8 to 14.5 million pounds. If you can snap him up in that first season, definitely try and do so because he is a very, very good player. So definitely keep an eye on him if you are looking for a player that could be a good box-to-box midfielder or ball-winning midfielder, or even he can play as a number 10. Says he can play as a number 10, and I mean, if I was playing him as a number 10, I'll probably play him as a shadow striker to be absolute nuisance for the opposition. So now we see this side is starting to take shape. These gems are going to be absolute ballers if you can assemble all of them. But now we're going to move on to the number 10 and the winger options. So the right winger is someone that I think price-wise is an absolute bargain of a player. 1.1 to 9.2 million for Christian Kwame. Absolute speed machine down that right wing. Can also play as a striker or on the left wing. Very, very good, very well-rounded. Has a decent holy trinity of dribbling, finishing, and first touch. That 15 dribbling, partnered with that 17 acceleration and 16 pace, is going to make him a problem for your opponents. So 1.1 to 9.2 million for a player that can add pace and be a great dribble boy for you down that right side. He's definitely a no-brainer type pickup for your sides. Now at the number 10 is someone that really hasn't taken off in his career like we all thought he was going to. It's Mr. Yassine Adli. He is at AC Milan at the start of things. That's where you'll be able to pick him up from. 22 years of age, 5.8 to 8.6 million pounds is what you will probably be able to pick him up for. He is very well-rounded, a great playmaker. He could play central midfield, defensive midfield, or as a number 10, which is where we have him in this 4-2-3-1. He is a fantastic advanced playmaker on attack. Dude is an absolute machine. The one thing that does hurt him a tiny bit is the off-the-ball only being a 10. So, playmaking-wise, it definitely kind of overcomes that for him because he is a great, great playmaker. And being that he's only 22 years of age, he has plenty of room to grow still as well. And then our left wing option is Mr. Alan Velasco. This dude gets a lot of big moves within saves. He is an absolute gem that big clubs constantly pick up. As we can see right here, interest by Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. 1.1 to 4.9 million pounds, 20 years of age. Argentinian from the MLS. You're all probably thinking, oh God, it's an American talk about the MLS. This dude is absolutely amazing. He is very, very good and can become one of your more important players. Now, at a side like a Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, maybe not like one of the most important players, but if you're like a Bournemouth or a Nottingham Forest, who I had mentioned earlier, he is definitely someone that can make a massive difference for sides like that. He has the making of a holy trinity with 15 dribbling, 13 finishing, 13 first touch, decent playmaker, 13 passing, 14 vision. He could improve pace-wise, but being that he's only 20 years of age, he has at least 10 years to improve all of these attributes. So he is going to be an absolute beast for you in no time. He is 5'6" and 138 pounds, so he is a little bit tiny and can probably get muscled off the ball. but if you can improve a lot of the other attributes, that probably will not matter as much. So this side's looking very, very good for a best gem 11 in FM24. All that we have left is the striker, and he is arguably the best player on this list. His name is Maximilian Bayer. He plays at TSG Hoffenheim. And this dude, I think everyone needs to at least, even at minimum, have as like a sub off their bench. This dude is absolutely fantastic. 11 to 13 million pounds. Very, very solid. 20 years of age. Can still develop in every single area of his game. But a 16 work rate, 16 determination, 17 pace, 16 acceleration, 16 natural fitness. This dude is a beast. If you need him as a pressing forward or an advanced forward, he is going to do the job for you and then some. He can also play as a right winger or as a left winger. He can even play as a number 10 if need be. This dude can do whatever you need him to do. I was just watching him this past weekend in the Bundesliga, and the dude is a menace. Teams don't really know how to stop him, so I could see him potentially getting an upgrade in the winter update. He is one of those players that is that good, not only within FM24, but in reality as well. So there we have it. The best FM24 gems 11. This team, if you could pick all of them up, would probably be absolutely insane. It would definitely help you overperform in big time ways, and very versatile team as well. If you could pick up the likes of like Yukinari Sugawara and Ferdi Kajioglu, those be your wing backs, that would be absolutely amazing in any side. If you can have Velasco and Kwame, absolutely amazing. Bayer and Adley combo, fantastic. And Smed and Ferguson would be insane as well. Not to take away from Murillo and Ito, but those two together would probably be absolute bullies in the back line. So there we have it for you guys. If you happen to enjoy today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below in the comments if you have found any gems this year in FM24 and if they have just totally outperformed what you thought that they would be able to do, because that is what players like Maximilian Bayer will end up doing for you. If you wish to check out some of my other shortlist videos I've done, I'll be popping them up on screen right now. Or if you want to check out any of my other FM24 videos, I'll be popping those up on screen right now as well. But until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.